In this video, the thing I'll talk about is the cron server, uh, which is very fun. Basically, it's a scheduled functions that we will set that each time of the day or week or month a specific function will run by cron. So let's see how it works basically. So over here, as we have everything, lots of things going on the leases, so I have added a cron server for my lease. For my lease services over here we have everything going on. Okay, so let's say I as we can as it's almost already 7:20 and I say that every day at 6 a.m. it should run, so it won't work right now. So we will just run each of the functions on the go, so it's much more easier to understand. Okay, so what does it do? For tenant we are sending out notifications. So basically on the front end we will be using a socket and also um, Amazon search to send out emails um, to send out emails to the users regarding different topics and etc. So what does this function do? It's basically for the tenant to send out notification emails to tenant regarding upcoming payments. So regarding the upcoming payments we will send out notifications to each of the tenants and etc. Okay, so let's say I'm a tenant and I don't know, let's say I would like to get reminders that on this day, from today to next 7 days there is a payment coming. So um, if I get reminded this about, that would be really great for me. So this is how it works basically. So let's say I get a data just for the sake. Okay, so from today to the next 7 days, 3 days and 30 days, 7037. So I'm commenting this function. So on the server run, this will run the function. Over here we can see on 9:15 is today's date, 9:18 and 9:22 I'll be getting a function. I'll be getting error. I'll be getting notifications and etc. But you can see over here, even though I have consoled everything, but I'm not getting any data. Why is that? So it's because of there is no ledgers, there is no upcoming payments coming for a tenant similarly. So how we can manage this? So if we want to manage this, let's say we have the dates, we can simply just comment this out and we can just wait for the response to see. So see, okay, so now you can see we have lots of layers going on here and there. So I need to see my database for it just to specify things out. So let's say I want to get data for an active list. Obviously for an inactive it won't work, for an active it will work. So my lease ID is this. We go to the ledgers array, ledgers collection, and then what I will do is this I'll check this and I'll hit save. Now we can see that these are the payments are upcoming. Okay, so I'm saying that to understand the function, it will make sense in a moment just to understand the function. So what we are doing is we are making a loop called aggregation on the lease model, and I'm saying that I don't want past leases, I don't want future leases, I only want active leases. That's the first thing. And after that, for that specific leases, those specific leases, I'm getting my ledgers, and I'm saying that the ledger has to be paid or false or something like that. So I'm saying this. So if the ledger is not paid, I'm saying the data is good to go for me. So now what I'll do, I'll just make some tweak changes just to show you an example how it actually works. So I'll just modify the data and also modify the date as well. Okay, so just let's say on today's date. Oh no, not today's date, let's say on 18th. Yeah, and I'll just put this even though it was 9/5. So yeah, I'll just remember it was 9/5. Okay, okay, so now what will happen is basically, alright, so now what will happen is basically if I uncomment this and run the function again, okay, so now you can see that I get some data. Yeah, and also I, even though I say that the leisure, okay, I think I made a mistake, slight mistake, and it has to be false. Sorry, as I in the con I say that it has to be false, so no worries. Validate is having false and dates, so just make a server run again. It's taking some time. Okay, so now you can see I got a message. So basically my intention is to use the Cron is basically to send out schedule emails or notification schedulely on its specific time or date on specific conditions. It will run, and if the conditions match, it will send out emails. So as I brutally said an email just for the sake of testing to show you, to showcase, here you can see I consoled the data. Now this, I say that this message has to be sent to a tenant, right? So you can see the tenant, dear tenant 2, which is mine, this tenant's name. We hope this message finds you well. This notice is regarding your residence at P1 unit 10A where you currently living. Please be advised that you have following upcoming payments gas due on this. If you have any questions or requirements for further assistance, please feel free to contact us. So basically that's how you can implement this. So let's say I want to implement check for another thing. So I'll change the date to 18. Okay, it was 7, it was 5. Okay, so I'll change it to 18. So it was gas, right? Now I'll change to electricity for electricity, and if I run the server again, so you will see that okay, so now if I run the server again, so you would see that oh, I made a mistake again, so I should have made this obviously 350 false. Yeah, now it will work. Okay, now you can see that it says dear tenant 2 blah blah blah, please be advised that the upcoming payments on gas due on 24/9/18 and electricity on 24/9/18, because we have changed the dates. Yeah, for gas it's 9/18 or 9/18, even though if I say that if it's on 15 it will still work. So let's say let's make it 15. Okay, let's make it 15 as the dates are kind of same, so which we don't want. So no worries, so I'll run the server again. Okay, so now you can see gas due on 9/18 and electricity due on 9/15. So this is how we can send out emails and notifications by using Cron server to whomever we want on specific conditions and etc. So that's that. So yeah. Okay, so Now over here you can see the cron expression is set to every day 6 a.m. So on every day 6 a.m. if the once the server is up and running on live server and also on the local server, if the local server is running on that time, it will send out emails and notifications. Even though I just used console to show the data and etc., but haven't implemented Amazon search yet. So if the Amazon search is up and running, then we can send out emails to real users and etc. That's that. Now what I'll do is I'll test the expiring list. Okay, so what does this function do? So this function works similarly. So expiring leases mean for leases that would have been already expired but not ended yet. So that means if we go to a leases, sorry, if we go to the leases, yeah, if we go to the leases, we can see that 24 331, right? So let's say there is a lease which ends on this month, okay, which ends on this month September, but somehow the date passed and we got into October, and the lease is not still expired, right? The tenant is still there living illegally, the system wasn't notified, someone wasn't notified. So to prevent this case, we can use something like this. So each day, on each day, if there is an expired lease, we will um, send notifications to the property managers to end the lease of the active lease. So how we are doing is end date should be less than or equal to less than to today. Status is inactive, terminated. Status can't be inactive, terminated, or pending. It has to be active, and it's closed. It's not closed. Obviously, it has to be open. And associated property, associated unit, and what we are doing is basically project unit data. Simple as that. Nothing much going on. And over here I have the manager race. So what does this manager race mean? So manager race is basically another API call for getting all the managers data. So I'll just show you an example. So over here I have the get managers. So this is basically from the users model. I get all the managers user data, managers partial user data. So role is manager and I get ID, company name, and email. That's it. Nothing much going on. So now over here you can see I make a loop on the lease and I make a loop on the manager as I want to send each manager notifications. So I say that an expired lease needs your attention. If it matches the condition, definitely it will be consoled and etc. So that's that. So that's how check expired lease works. Okay, alright. So now to test out the upcoming future move-ins. So what does this function do? This function is basically on 1/7 or 17 date, 17 days or today's date, it will send out notifications to the manager saying that there is an upcoming lease coming. So yeah, so this day, next day, 7 days, and 14 days. So how it's working is basically I check the lease start date has to be between this. The status has to be pending. It can't be closed. It has to be a future lease. It has to be a future lease. Properties, associated units, and that's it. Nothing else going on. Sending the manager's information. If the manager company and the leases company match, we will send. That means that obviously the manager has already, or some of the manager of the same company has added the lease. So that means we will send out notifications to all the managers are inside of the manager list whose company matches with the lease company. So that's that. Nothing else going on. Simple as that. So okay. So now we come to the final function, which is the check unpaid leisures. So what does this do? This function is kind of big. So this is basically a function to check if there is an unpaid charge or ledger that we want to let a manager and the associated tenant know about. So we are getting 7 days ago, we are going 7 days ago, 3 days ago, 1 day ago, and today. And then what we are doing is basically we are making an aggregation on the ledger model, and then we are saying that it has to be false. Obviously it can't be paid, it has to be non-paid, and the payment dates should be in between the dates. Leases get, and the leases can't be closed, it can't be a future lease, obviously it has to be active. And then users tenant information that we want, properties and units information. Now what we do is basically we group the full data using this ID. Okay, and company, tenant, property, unit, we want the first operator. As for grouping, we need to pass on the data, we need the first operator, and for the ledgers we are using an array to push all the ledgers information into the ledgers array. Okay, so after that we project the similar thing, the same thing, just project it, that's it, and we get the get manager. So what does it do? So basically we have the lease, we have the manager, similarly matching the company, and if it matches, so we are saying that um, it's for the manager message and it's for the tenant message. We are saying some sort of things like what, how many ledgers or what ledger is not paid yet. So basically no, how many charges are not being paid, or how many what charge is not paid. So that's the description of the leases.ledgers. In the first place I pushed all the ledgers inside of this, so that's that. So okay, just to test out, just for the sake of testing, let's test it out. So as it's a big function and kind of interesting, so let's try it out. So okay, so now I'll see how it works. Okay, I think my function already ran, sorry. So here you can see, okay, I'll run again. Taking some time. Alright, so okay, I didn't need to make any changes or etc., because I think there was data that matched with the given condition. So here you can see for manager 1, I had one manager in this company and I had a tenant. So I had two tenants for the two tenants who haven't paid the ledgers yet. So here you can see, for manager 1 it says please be informed that the tenant 5 residing at property 2 unit 10A has outstanding balance that requires your immediate attention. The description is provided. The description is this. The payment date was that. He didn't pay the amount yet. There needs to be amount, and we are sending out email or notification or both to the tenant as well. We hope this blah blah blah. You have an unpaid balance details, and the details is given. Similarly, for tenant 2, they have another, for tenant 2, obviously tenant 2, they haven't paid this amount, so this amount hasn't been paid. And also we want to send out email and notification to the tenant 2 regarding this. So as you can see, I didn't need to make any changes to the DB. I just uncommented the function and it just did its work without me doing anything. So just think of it like, without making the run the server every time, or without making the API call, I can just call the function whenever I want. I just need to set the cron expression on which time I want to set, and then the time zone, and my default time zone is UTC. I can set any country's time zone, that's not a problem, and it will run the server on that specific time. So that's how it works basically. So yeah, these are my cron server and the cron expression and the cron functions to get leases data, leases information, and etc. So yeah.